Hey, it's Anthony from TBN here, and today we're starting off 2021 with something a little weird. Something that even Alice in Wonderland might be jealous of.
Buttered fingers.
Okay, I'll take that back. But for real though, this is Should You Play iris.fall. It's quite rare for games these days to not delve into the standard open world RPG, collect all the MacGuffins for days approach. So when something like iris.fall comes along that's so unapologetic about what it is, it really does capture your attention. iris.fall's hook is of the light and shadow concept, how these two elements intertwine being a major component of this title's puzzle structure and overall tone. The way it works in-game is that the protagonist can transport herself into the 2D plane like Link from The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. In essence, she can use shadows that she creates to walk over obstacles or to manipulate light fixtures into forming a desired object or shape. For example, one of the puzzles requires you to deactivate some electrical switches in the distance in order for the protagonist to form a bridge to cross. The concept's simple, I know, but the diverse approach that Next Studios adopted for this one mechanic is top-notch. Almost half the game plays with this formula, and it never overstays its welcome, or gets old either, serving up new light and dark setups to frequently test the player's perception and deduction skills. The thing is though, I could ramble on and on about how good this mechanic is, the way it works, and what you can achieve with it, but then I'd be straight up jumping into spoiler territory, and that'd ruin the whole experience. But just take my word for it, it's super fun. For the rest of the brain teasers though, there's a whole heap of practical puzzles on display. You'll be fixing faulty wiring, moving upside down staircases into place, rotating a Rubik's Cube thing, and lots more. Man, I sucked at that Rubik's Cube puzzle so bad. Look how long it took me.
A new record!
If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the post notifications so you won't miss any of our videos. Each subscription really helps to grow our channel, meaning we can bring out more videos like this each and every week. Thanks for your support. The puzzles themselves fit the tonal setting of this game very well, with that film noir filter really bringing out the toy box feel this game's going for. The highlighted objects just pop right out of the screen and are actually quite pleasing to look at. Great job from the art and modeling teams here. iris.fall also does seem quite creepy looking at first glance, but it really isn't. The visual style is more in service of the light and shadow mechanic rather than for any specific horror element. However, there are some spooky scenes that might catch you off guard, though they're nothing compared to this guy.
You're an out on him to save your own skin, you godler Scottish pilgerickering, shookum juggling, slurking your fault. Barlow mock head
Actor!
Thank you.
Now, this may not bother some people, but iris.fall itself is only about 3 to 4 hours long, and once you've completed the whole game, you'll find very little incentive to return and explore. The puzzle solutions remain the same upon repeat playthroughs, and there are no difficulty options available either. I also felt that the amount of puzzles being presented was a little too much. It doesn't give the player enough room to breathe, even when taking the game's cutscenes into account. It'd be a lot better if the player could simply explore a few extra rooms or try out some alternative paths, without having a puzzle constantly smacked in their face. That being said, the puzzles in iris.fall are masterfully crafted and actually do force you to think more abstract. Since there is absolutely zero text or dialogue in this game, besides the start menu and credits, paying attention to the surroundings for hints and clues is key. Though due to the lack of dialogue and format this title's presented in, it actually makes the game's story quite difficult to understand, as you're limited to information from the occasional cutscene here and there. So see if you can figure out exactly what's happening to our main protagonist, because I certainly didn't. Funnily enough, I normally catch on to plots quite easily, but even after rewatching the cutscenes again, I still had absolutely no clue what was going on. Just like when I play through the Kingdom Hearts series.
Me? I'm already half Xehanort.
That's nuts!
In terms of music, it's actually quite interesting. Containing around 10 tracks or so, it's definitely on the shorter side of OSTs, though it does give off those classic Parisian vibes, with heavy use of the accordion and French horn, just like in the Professor Layton series, which I am a big fan of. The thing I found odd was that the music would sometimes be too far in the background of the audio mix, or rather have a distinct lack of music in certain areas entirely. I normally have the opposite problem with games, where they want to play music in every scene, in every battle, in every possible moment, sometimes taking away from the feel of a particular scenario. And in my opinion, the lack of apparent music has a similar effect here, except in reverse, of course. I thought this aspect was definitely worth mentioning, as it became more and more pronounced the longer I played. So, should you play iris.fall? Well, if you're looking for an array of unique puzzles in a short but sweet package, then for sure. Even though the quick 3 to 4 hour length may put off some players, and the overall story can come across as vague at best, it's still a refreshing palate cleanser that earns top marks in the pure puzzle genre. iris.fall's music and visuals really help sell this game's world, and its depth of puzzles should keep you entertained right up till the credits roll. Guys, if you enjoyed this vid, click that like button down below. And as always, if you haven't yet done so, press subscribe and the bell icon next to it so you won't miss an upload. For more on iris.fall, visit thebetanetwork.net to read our written review and check out our podcast called Games We Played That for some silly antics from the TBN team. See you guys in the next video.